Hey guys, Jarrett Morgan here, and today I want to talk about the exciting topic of emergency safety binders. So this week on Monday, you should have got this show up in your classroom, and in it, it has this document right here. So what this is your fire maps. So it has your primary and secondary exits as well as what to do in case of a tornado for you people who have exterior classrooms exposed to windows. So know where your kids are going and what direction they're going primarily, but if there's ever a blockage, where are they going as their secondary exit? Also on the back, for each type of emergency, you will find that there's some details that reference what to do in a shelter in place, in a lockdown, in a lockout. So check that out. Also, you will find that this document, if you are ever out of the building, it needs to be in your sub-plans, and there needs to be some basic instructions on what to do with this when there is a fire drill or an emergency. So make sure that this, anytime you're out, is right there next to your other plans for the day when they walk in. So the other thing that you'll find in this is your student rosters, and those are for every class period of the day, and they need to be updated by you frequently. So frequently, maybe every 6 to 9 weeks. Make sure that they're up to date and you know which students are in the building and which students are virtual. You may highlight those, or maybe you just have an amazing memory and you know who's supposed to be there and not, so that when you're outside, you'll be able to quickly count and be like, I've got all my little chickadees. All right, so that leads us to the colors on this binder. There is a red side and a green side. So when we have a fire drill, and you've exited the building using your primary or secondary route, depending on the situation, and you're outside, and you've looked at the fact that all your kiddos are there, you're going to hold up green. If, for any reason, one of your students that was in attendance that day is not with you, you hold up red. So one more time on that. If they were in attendance that day, and they happen to not be with you at that moment, you hold up red. They could be in the library, they could be in the office, they could be in the learning lab, they could be in the nurse's station. If they're yours at that time period of the day, but they're not with you, hold up red. So what that looks like in practice is I'll come by, I'll see you're holding up red, and you'll be like, hey, one of my babies is in the nurse's station. I'll call the nurse and I'll be like, hey, Belinda, do you have so-and-so? She'll say yes, and then you can flip this to green. All right, so let's talk about the fire drills just for a second. With fire drills, the goal, I'm going to go ahead and speak it into existence. We need to be out of the building in a minute and a half. That doesn't mean run, rush. If be proactive, I think we can get everybody out of the building in a minute and a half. So when you leave your classroom, students are getting ready to go. There's the loud buzzing. We want to, before you go out into the hall, kind of stick your head out and look both ways. We want to make sure that there's not an intruder out there. We want to make sure that someone didn't pull the fire drill and is causing mischief out in the halls. We check and make sure that it's safe for our students to exit. So we're the first one out the door. And then after all your students are out the door and they're starting down the direction that you've told them to go, quickly turn the lights off and lock that door, so that when Mr. Taylor and I come down the hall, we don't have to check every single classroom and make sure that the building is empty and safe because your door is locked and the lights are out. I know that you've already checked that, and then that saves us some time. All right, that is the safety binder procedural update for the 2021 school year. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you around.